feels like it's been a long time, but I guess it's only been a week. um, I am a day late. Perhaps that's why. This week was really interesting for me, so I wanted to write about my process of respecting my downtime, respecting the rest. And this thing happens to me that I used to let totally overwhelm me, but now I kind of look forward to it and I look forward to what it's going to manifest into. And I never know how long it's going to last. And I can't always tell when it's coming. Usually just sort of strikes me out of the blue. But it looks like apathy, really, really sleepy, 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 lack of productivity, just like barely here. It's the weirdest feeling. And I'm totally a go girl. I like action. I like checking things off my to do list. I like forward momentum. So, apathy and lack of productivity are not my friends. They're not my happy place. But I've learned now over the course of the past couple of years that they are part of my cycle. And so now I get really curiously excited when the waves come through because I know something amazing is always on the other side. So it's the weirdest thing. It's like a switch gets flipped when I come back to the light and my glow comes back, my ideas come back, my passion floods in, and it's almost like like if I'm being honest, it's like I feel like a whole new person on the other side of it. It's like a birth of a new me. But when I'm in the thick of it, when I'm lying on the couch, when I'm feeling lost, when I'm going to bed early, which is so weird for me, when I'm just kind of unimpressed with my life, I wonder, like, what if this time it sticks? Like, what if I don't get my groove back? Um, but in general, I know better by now that it's going to happen. It happens every few months, and I always get my groove back. So I choose to be gentle and remind myself that this too shall pass. I forgive myself for the undone things, and I choose faith. And I imagine myself sort of like a caterpillar, it's like classic example, but ready to release new wings. And on the day that I'm born again, like the most beautiful clarity comes like flooding in, like literally like a switch. And it that new clarity carries me. It carries me to the next transformation. And it's a cycle and it just repeats like growth, expansion, and more growth. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So, in terms of the work, in terms of what it looks like when I'm in it, um, it's a similar process. It's like, yeah, I have a thought, I ask some questions, and then I take action. And sometimes, like in this case, the action is just waiting, it's just knowing. But the thought, sort of the mid funk thought, is I've got nothing to contribute. I have no energy, I have no ideas, like, I've got nothing. Just like blah, Amanda the blah. Um, so I ask my who, what, when, where, why, and how questions. And the first is, who does this thought belong to? And it's me. It is all mine. It's like nobody else's. It's just totally my thought. Um, and I ask, what purpose does it serve? And it reminds me to rest and have faith. And I used to let it haunt me, but now I embrace it and I just let it flow. I let it happen. And then I ask when. So I ask, when am I ready to release this thought? And the answer to this is never really clear, except to say when I'm ready for the next thought. So I'm ready to release it when I'm ready for the next thought. However, I always do keep a really clear awareness. And I say to myself, I will let it sit until it shifts. But if it starts to feel yucky instead of mysterious, I will take action because I don't want to get stuck there too long. But there's a fair amount of days in which I can have faith that it will shift. And then I ask, where do I need to put the thought next? So I just set it beside me. Like I kind of sit with it and we just hang out for a little while until the switch goes. And then I can ask, why am I giving this thought power? And I do so because it is my reminder to respect the rest, right? It's part of the process. And when I ask how can my why and or purpose lead me to my next action? My why is growth. And growth asks me to accept the process of my own evolution. And growth reminds me that sometimes we need deep slowing down in order to fly. And it can feel really blank and really dark and really just blah. But growth asks me to respect the cycles, and I do. So this is the work. It's everything. Let's keep going, 1 week at a time, one cycle at a time, one new idea and one rebirth at a time. I am believing in you and looking forward to touching base again next week. My goal is your growth, so I hope this was helpful to you. Please do reach out and let me know. And remember that we can work one-on-one together in the 9-week Live Your Why coaching program. You can find the link to that on the website. You can also listen to our co-hosted podcast, Creating Wealth and Wellness, free on iTunes or here on the website. And if you're interested in building residual income, check out the Join Our Networking Family link. Until next time, keep doing that thought work. I believe in you.